Hi, my name is Silent Gimmon, and I'm the owner of The Trust Is You. Thank you for coming to my website to find out more about the Spendthrift Trust. I'm going to switch over so we can go over my slides because I want you to learn this information so you can start saving federal taxes, keep your information private, and stop paying judgments if you get sued. It's super important to know this because it's not taught in schools. So let me switch this over. Give me 1 second. Oops, you don't want to see that. You want to see my slide deck. I'm going to make this into slideshow from the beginning. So this presentation is about the Spendthrift Trust. The Spendthrift Trust is legal, it's patented, and it's in the IRS Tax Code 643B, and has been in front of this U.S. Supreme Court twice. I want to go over the slide deck, explain how things are working, so you can see if this is going to be appropriate for you. I do split the Spendthrift Trust into a business Spendthrift Trust and into a beneficial Spendthrift Trust. Most of my clients have either one or the other. Some of us have both. I do have both. Now, the business trust is for 1099 income owners. I don't care if you're a real estate agent, if you're an affiliate marketer, if you're doing MLM marketing, if you're a salesperson, if you I sell online education and Sally sells silver. That all goes through my business trust. The beneficial trust is for investors. You're going to be a passive investor, a real estate investor, a crypto miner, dividend investor for the stock markets, options trader, day trader, rental income, short-term or long-term, and royalties. I don't care if you're a songwriter, an author, an artist, actor, if you have mineral rights on your land, or if you're in the NFT world, those are royalties. Now, with this trust, like I have told you, it's going to save you federal taxes year after year after year. It's an irrevocable trust. It's going to keep your information 100% private, and it's going to you're going to pay no judgments if you get sued. Three very important things for you to save money 3 ways. Now, this trust is in the IRS Tax Code. The IRS Tax Code only started when we were in World War I to pay for the World War I. This comes from England way back when King Henry VIII got in trouble for chopping off his wives' heads, and other countries in Europe were upset with him. He started the Church of England. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England, and they went back to the Magna Carta. You can Google this. I'm not going to give you dates because I am dyslexic and I transpose numbers. Now, with this trust, there are 5 elements to this trust, and they have all 5 elements. 1, it's irrevocable. It goes from generation to generation. Number 2, it's complex. It can hold money from day to day, year to year, month to month, year to year, decade to decade. Number 3, it's discretionary. Whoever is a trustee or trustees can make the laws for the beneficiaries. I don't do that. Number 4, this makes it 100 completely private. It's non-grantor. Someone you do not know, someone who is not going to be a beneficiary, or someone you do not invest with, signs up for the trust, signs away from the trust, and you will need their social security number. If you can't find someone to do this, I can do this on your behalf free of charge, or someone from the law firm. It is your decision, but it's literally less than 5 minutes. And number 5, it has a spendthrift provision, very important. Now, with the business trust is for 1099 income earners. You're going to save at least 70% on your federal taxes year after year after year. Real estate agents, my life insurance commission, selling weight loss supplements, brick and mortars, affiliate marketer, or online marketing. If you've got 1099 income, maybe a side hustle, you're going to save that. The beneficial trust is for investors. You're going to save short-term capital gains. You're going to save long-term capital gains. Short-term is a year or less. Long-term is a year or more. There's a reason I'm working with business brokers, because when you go to sell your business, maybe it's an Amazon store, maybe it's a car wash, maybe it's a restaurant. I don't care. The federal government doesn't care if you have any loans on the business, if you take any depreciation, if you have any liens on the business. They're going to take 15 or 20% of the sale price to pay for capital gains. By the way, for short-term capital gains, back in November of 2021, 2 large bills went through Congress. One was a transportation bill, and the other bill had a lot of things in it. In that second bill, There is a legislation that got passed to raise short-term capital gains up to 40% for people making more than $30,000 a year. So if you're a wholesaler making more than, $300,000 a year, making more than $300,000 a year. So if you're a wholesaler and wholesale a house for $10,000, you're going to pay the federal government $40,000 when that goes into effect. Interest income. Maybe you're a passive investor. You're doing forex. You're doing I have notes or the BRRRR strategy. Dividend income. If you're in the stock market, doing options trading, binary trading, day trading, futures trading. Rental income. If you are short-term rental, Airbnb, Verbo, traveling nurses, or you have long-term apartment buildings, maybe 10 doors, maybe you have 16 family homes or things like that. And royalties, again, actor, actress, writer, songwriter, mineral rights, or if you're in the NFT world. The parentheses, so you know what I'm talking about, between 10% to 37%, there's 7 different tax brackets. I don't know what your tax bracket is, but whatever you're paying currently is what you're going to be saving every year afterwards with this. So interest income, maybe you're at 24%, then you're going to be saving 24% on your interest income year after year. Hope that makes sense. Now, this is coming from the IRS. This is what a capital gain or loss is. I'm not making this up. Almost everything you own and use for personal purpose, pleasure, or investment is a capital asset. Talk about a very broad topic. I just helped a gentleman who was moving from a house in Charlotte into assisted living. We found his son's baseball cards from the 60s and 70s, and he wanted to sell them. There are going to be capital gains on selling those baseball cards. That's just to give you an idea. They don't care what you're selling. There's capital gains there. I am a real estate investor. I've been a real estate investor since 2018. With real estate investing, you're going to save capital gains when you sell something. You're going to save interest income if you're doing the BRRRR strategy or doing notes like I am. Rent rolls, yes, you can take depreciation on your rent rolls, but you're not going to save your information. LLCs do not do that. And you're not going to save judgments if you get sued. I have saved quite a bit of money working with this trust. The way I'll explain the story later. Now, with the 1031 exchange, I know that's out there, but with the 1031 exchange, this Spendthrift Trust does away with the timeline. And then more importantly, the timeline, 40 days to find a third-party representative, and then 180 days to find a like property for a like property. But more importantly, with the 1031 exchange, you have to keep renewing it each time you do a property. I have talked to 9 children, grown children, where their parents are either incapacitated or have passed away, that they didn't know they were doing a 1031 exchange and all of a sudden got a tax bill from the IRS. As soon as you stop doing the 1031 exchange, that's when the tax bill comes due. I want you all to know that. Now, these are some personal numbers for me, my personal history. I started real estate investing in 2018 after I read my mother's Medicare bill. She was in the hospital on a ventilator for the entire month of November, and her bill for that 1 month was $172,000. Thank God my dad was a retired military officer, that everything was taken care of, but I was working as a Medicare broker. I was making commissions and on salary. I had student loans debt still. I had credit card debt, and my 3-week-old car, as I went through on a green light, got hit by somebody ran a red light. The guy who hit me had no insurance, and I had to get a new car. So I had 2 car payments. That's why I got involved with real estate. In July of 2020, I took down the house in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. It was a bank-owned reverse mortgage house. The contract was for $20,000, and it was going to go to auction for $50,000. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to fix and flip it. I didn't have to put advertisement up for it. I was going to make a $30,000 spread. Yay, Sally. It's in the middle of COVID. I had to wait 13 months for the courts to open again in North Carolina, and I had time to research this. I was in a real estate group in Phoenix, but my real estate group is a national group, and a gentleman in the group, Garrett Gunderson, wrote a book called What the Rockefellers Do. It's now called What the Billionaires Do. I had read it before I joined my real estate group, and I went back and I scoured it. I took every name I could find to figure out how I was going to save capital gains. That $30,000 spread from $20,000 to $50,000 was going to be $7,100. I'm like, what can I do to save that? If the Rockefellers aren't paying taxes, why can't I not pay taxes? I found the private law firm in just out of Houston who have the patent on this trust. I became their client, and then I also became an associate so I could start selling the trust with them. I petitioned the gentleman who ran my real estate group. His name's Zach. And I started doing a mastermind for 18 months in my real estate group, teaching other real estate investors how to save money with the Spendthrift Trust. He was doing this with no problem. I bought the contract in July of 2020, started the trust in September of 2020. I bought the contract with my LLC. So I Googled bill of sale, printed up 2 bill of sales, and on September 15th, 2020, I said, from my LLC to Sally Gimmon, I'm going to sell the Rocky Mount property for $1. From myself, Sally Gimmon, to the trust, I'm going to sell the Rocky Mount property for $1. Drove to the bank, got it notarized. The person at the bank knew about the consideration, so there was consideration there. Went home, scanned the 2 documents, sent it to the attorney in Raleigh, North Carolina. The next day, he sent me an email saying, I need the first page of your trust. Scanned that, sent it to him. Because I did 2 hours worth of work, on August 28, 2021, my Rocky Mount, North Carolina property went to auction for $50,000. It didn't sell for $50,000. It went up to $64,329. Because of 2 hours of work, I saved $10,550 in capital gains on that first property. That was worth it. Again, I started this trust in 2021. In 2021, I have saved over $14,262. Now, I moved to North Carolina in March of 2022, and I do an interesting real estate deal here called upset bids. And so far, I have saved to July 31st, 2022, I have saved $32,546. I have now saved over $66,000 and have a very large real estate deal happening soon. Crypto investing. I have a crypto bot and I do staking. I save capital gains because I'm a crypto investor. When you move money from your wallet to an exchange, you can be paying capital gains. Again, capital gains, if you hold it, if you're moving it back and forth, it's 23.8%. And if you're holding it for more than a year, it's either 15% or 20%. Dividend income. If you're working in the stock market, doing options trading or anything else, dividend income, you're going to take your losses and then you're going also put your profits and losses, but whatever you make in your profits, that's what you're going to have to pay dividend income on. Now, one caveat for forex investors. Forex investors get taxed twice in the United States. They get taxed on interest income, whatever your tax rate is, between 10% to 37%, and then short-term capital gains. Again, you're going to take out only on the profits. Take out your losses and put them in. This is why you need to have a Spendthrift Trust. Royalties. If you're an author, an actor, a musician, a playwright, if you have mineral rights, if you're in the NFT world, NFT crypto, NFT art, NFT real estate, I get a royalty for selling this trust. This all goes to the business through my beneficial trust, not my business trust. My 1099 income is in the business trust. My royalties are going through the beneficial trust. Now, this is something I've run into because I was a Medicare person and a Medicare broker, and I want to tell people about this. When you turn 65, they are going to be looking at how much money you're making, a 2-year look back, and they are going to decide, look at everything. Your Social Security benefit, your pension benefits, your wages if you're still working, your 401k distributions. What the trust can save for you is interest income. It's going to be capital gains, interest income, dividend income, rental income, and royalties, and keep that out of IRMA. If you make more than $91,000, they could start charging you for IRMA. That's Part B, doctors and tests on that. I want people to be aware of this because so few people know this. We do have the Retirement Spendthrift Trust, but if you put everything into the regular Spendthrift Trust before that, you don't have to worry. I do believe the 10 inches between your ears are the most important part of everything doing here. These are some books that have changed my life. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, where you put a thought into your head and go to sleep. My Auntie Kitty was like, I need a cat nap on this. It really does work. The Science of Getting Rich, yes, that's an older book, but it's very good. Think and Grow Rich, everyone tells you to read that. Alter Ego, The Obvious, and Psycho-Cybernetics. Great books to read. Again, my name is Sally Gimmon. If you'd like to set an appointment with me, there will be a next page. There's the questionnaire, and then you can do that. My podcast is Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. At this recording, I have 25 episodes out, so it's still kind of small. And I do a live every Monday night, 8 p.m. East Coast time, if you would like to do a live portion with me. This trust, the reason I'm talking about it is because most people do not know about this trust. Whoops, I'm going to stop sharing. I'm doing things wrong. Most people do not know about this trust. 97% of the trusts in the United States are only family trusts. My mom and dad had that, and Susie Orman talks about that. With the family trust, the only thing it does is avoid going through probate when someone dies, and it's a revocable trust, and then it goes away. This trust is irrevocable. It handles probate. It also handles inheritance taxes and everything else, because everything's in the trust and goes from generation to generation, and will save you thousands of dollars with you're doing something. Now, so you know this up front before you make an appointment, I'm going to tell you the prices. One trust, either the business trust or the beneficial trust, is going to be $20,500 up front with either a cashier's check or by wire. If you're going to be selling, let's say you're wholesaling a house, or you're going to be selling a business, you can start the trust, fill out the application, get the EIN number, set up a bank account, and then when you sell the business or the wholesale house, then you can pay for the trust after you get paid on things. So we do work with people that way completely. If you decide to have both the business trust and the beneficial trust now, or maybe 6 months down the line or 2 years down the line, both trusts would be $37,000. I want to teach as many people about how to do this, and I'm going to be honest, if you're making $70,000 on a deal, or whatever you're dealing with, or before you sell your cryptocurrency, you need the Spendthrift Trust. Just to let you know, on crypto investing, you're going to have to change the paperwork on the exchange you're on. It does take a little bit of time, so don't think you're going to be able to do this by tomorrow. So I have to say that. With this trust, it's going to save you so much money year after year after year, and then go to the next generation and save them money. If you would like to set an appointment with me, on the next page, there's a small questionnaire to fill out, and then you'll schedule an appointment. I do a live every Monday night, 8 p.m. East Coast time. I'm going to go over the slide deck again, and then you can come to see that. Thank you for being interested in finding out about the Spendthrift Trust. I hope I perked your curiosity. If I can help you, go forward, set an appointment, and I hope I can save you a lot of money. Take care. Have a beautiful day.